Hello and welcome back to the Frugal Granny channel. I'm Frugal Granny, my name's Ali, and I'm a 64-and-a-half-year-old semi-retiree recording and documenting my journey from full-time employment, full-time and a half employment, through semi-retirement across 2 years until I can claim the state pension. Now today is Sunday and I'm recording today because, as I said in my last video, I'm going to have a go at recording myself doing some cooking. But in response to the last video, I'm first going to show you inside the wash house in my garden because some of you seem incredibly fascinated by what might be in there, and I'm warning you, you're in for a big disappointment. But before we go out into the garden, welcome back to those of you who are regular viewers, and if you're new, you're very welcome here, and I hope you'll hang around. Anyway, I'm just going to wander out into the garden, and on the way I'm going to show you those half-dead plants that I picked up from B&Q yesterday, and you will be quite surprised at what's happened to them. Well, here we are out in my garden. And these are those two hortensia plants that I showed you in Saturday's video that were half dead. Look at them. Honestly, they would sell those for full price in the shop now. Look, they are the same one. There's the pots. I'm not having you on here. That's what soaking overnight in a bowl of water can do. Right, let's go and have a look at the wash house. Well, there's the wash house, and you can see that the windows now being newly painted. There's the chimney, which will have taken the smoke away from the wood-fired copper when this was actually a wash house. So let's just go up the garden path now, and we'll unlock the wash house. You really are going to be disappointed. There is nothing in here worth seeing. There really isn't. This is not the original door. I had this door commissioned when I moved in to replace the rotted thing that was here. Right, let's just go in and see. Right, welcome to the wash house, and as I said, there really isn't much to see in here. That brick thing in the corner is the chimney breast, and the copper would have been here in this corner underneath my wood pile, and there's still an opening which leads up that chimney pipe, and that's where the smoke would have gone out. So there would have been a copper there. And under the window here, there would have been a stone butler's sink. And then the other things that would have been in here would probably have been a dolly tub and a wringer and a few galvanised tubs. And that's about it, really. So what's in here now? Well, this is what's left of my wood pile from last winter. It was right up to there, just under where that nail is in the wall, and here you are, going down to the floor there. You can see how deep that wood pile was, and the wood pile used to go all the way around here to the outer wall. Right, so what's in here now? That there is it's a puppy pen that I had when the pugs were little. And behind it there's a homemade bench and legs for the piece of industrial machinery that I said was in my sitting room. So what's going to happen is the industrial machinery is going to come and sit here on this upended pallet. The wooden trestle and lid is going to go on there, and then I will be stacking firewood around it, possibly over it. We'll see. I don't want to damage the equipment. That bit of wood there was something one of my kids used when they were at college and doing a project, and when the firewood gets up to the glass window, which is there, I put the board across the window to stop the weight of the wood breaking the glass. Down here is my portable outdoor wood stove. The stovepipe is over here, just there. It's got a spark guard on the top of it, and you know, when I'm feeling lazy, I bring that out, we light it up, and you can cook a chilli on top of it or put a skillet on top and fry some burgers. It's a little bit small for catering for about 10 people, which is why I bought that barbecue for when my family are here. And then I've got a rather long hose pipe on a reel, and then down here is my kindling splitter. Now that is an amazing thing. You balance the wood on top of it, hit it with the cold hammer, and it splits it. I would demonstrate that, but I don't think it would be a very good idea with when I'm trying to hold an iPad. Right, so up here there's a bag of wood ready to come into the house. There's the barbecue briquettes for the barbecue. There's a spare tub there, some wood I rescued from a skip, which is going to get cut up for kindling. Okay, for the really curious of you, let's just show you what's behind the door. Some empty boxes that had canning jars in it or pickling jars. There are 2 collapsible water carriers for emergencies. Then mason jar lids, my travel Berkey, some paraffin for paraffin lights, 2 nest houses that need to go up before the winter, some camping gas and a camping gas stove. And here are my wood saws and an electric saw, some garden shears, a bag of pebbles that was left from my succulent garden, some hosepipe bits, dust sheets. Oh, what's that? That's I'm going to have to get that out soon. That's a cold bag on wheels, which we'll probably use for picnics when the grandkids are here. Some chicken manure pellets and a stash of washing powder. 6 boxes of washing powder. That's at least a year's worth of washing powder there. A very tall ladder, which I need because the ceilings in my house are very tall. And then down here I've got my son's bike, which he hasn't used for a while, and an oil-filled radiator, which is quite useful sometimes. And then my daughter's skateboard, which I kept for, and you're going to laugh about this, bringing home untreated wooden pallets that I can cut up for kindling. And yeah, that's about it. Oh, and that bit of wood there was the top of one of the spare wardrobes. When I moved in, I couldn't have 2 wardrobes. I dismantled the spare one, but I kept the wooden top. There you are. That's my woodshed. I mean, honestly, there's nothing to write home about. So you can say now that you've seen it. Hang on, I can just show you what you do with that. I wouldn't use this bit of wood because it's too solid, but you literally put the wood in there like that, and then you hit it with that, and it splits against that blade, and you can split it quite a few times, and it means you can keep your other hand away from impact. I mean, I nearly lost my thumb once cutting kindling, and so that, although they're about £100, is actually a godsend, because the last thing you want to do is mangle your other hand. Anyway, I'm going to go back into the house now, and we will try and do a little bit of cooking. Oh, really? Oh, whoa, whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. Are you a whoa, whoa? Are you? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Come on then. Oh, whoa. Are you guarding the doorway, Kitty? Am I allowed to come in, please? Really? Can I come in? Come on then. Right, okay. Okay, well, what I've decided to cook today, because it's just me, my son's away, and I think it was rather a sort of late arrangement because he left quite a bit of food in the fridge and there was some half dead asparagus. And so what I've decided to do is, rather than leave that there and then it getting thrown away, I've cut the woody ends off it, and we are going to make spaghetti agli asparagi, which basically means spaghetti with asparagus. But I'm also going to put some bacon in it as well. So you can see that what I've got there are some asparagus spears. They've got quite thin stems. I mean, if you're going to make this, get asparagus with the really thin, as tender stems as possible. There's a couple of cloves of garlic. And here, apologies to any Italians watching, I've got 100 grams of spaghetti broken in half. Right, I'm just going to sort the bacon out and then we will do some cooking. Right, I've got the bacon out of the fridge and I've got some pecorino cheese out of the fridge, which again is my son's, but then he uses mine, so I'm just going to use a bit of his. Right, I'm going to move round to the other side of the camera and let's just keep our fingers crossed and hope this works. Right, and the first thing I'm going to do is put some water on to boil in that pot back right. Pasta water should always be as salty as the Mediterranean, which is pretty salty, but I don't really like to put that much salt in because the pecorino cheese is quite salty. So I'm going to put a lid on it and bring that to the boil. Things come to the boil a lot quicker with a lid on. Then the next thing I'm going to do, just going to heat up my pan, and then I'm going to put some olive oil in here. Again, I know I should probably use more olive oil, but I much prefer just to use as little as I can. It's expensive and I've just sort of got a history of thinking that low fat eating is better. I'm just peeling the garlic and taking the skin off, cutting it in half, and I'm just going to put that into the olive oil just to infuse, which I think I'll put a bit more in there. Okay, I know this is probably going to raise a lot of criticisms, but this is just the way I cook. I'm just going to cut the bacon into there, fat and all. This really shouldn't be bacon, it should be some nice Italian cooking ham, the name of which is escaping me in a midlife moment. Okay, then what we need to do is just cut the tips off the asparagus, put those to one side, and then cut the asparagus into small rounds. Put that in the pan with the bacon. Actually, I'm just going to wait for the bacon to cook through. I've put 2 slices of bacon in there because I'm only cooking for myself. If I was cooking for 2 people, I would put 4, if not 5 slices of bacon in there. I'm not using smoked bacon, I'm just using regular unsmoked back bacon. The cheaper the better for me. The supermarket seems to have stopped doing bulk packs of bacon scraps now, which is a great shame. I've still got a couple of those packets in my freezer, but I really didn't want to defrost all of those right now. I'm just going to turn that down a bit. Okay. Right, and the asparagus goes in. And then we just just want to keep that moving because I don't want the garlic to catch and burn, or else it gives rather a nasty bitter taste to everything. And some recipes I've looked at just sort of put a lid on things at this point and you're supposed to walk away, but you know, this is just the way I do it. So I'm going to keep stirring that until the asparagus stems are soft, and hopefully by then the water in the pot will be boiling and I can put the spaghetti in. I'm just going to grate the pecorino. There's my grater. Yeah, to be honest with you, there's really no sort of set amount with this. I'm going to use the fine grating side. Just grate enough for what I think's enough for me. I don't really want to go overboard. And then I just think I'm going to pause this for a while because I don't want you to have to watch water boil literally and this soften, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, once the asparagus stems have softened, you can just pop the tips in and stir them around and just let those soften too. The pasta's starting to cook now. Right, once the asparagus is soft, we just need to pick out the garlic. The spaghetti's nearly ready. I've just turned the heat off at this point just to stop things burning. Right, that's gonna just get put to one side. I might save that to put in something another time, we'll see. Whoops, there's just a bit there. Right, I think the spaghetti's ready now, so I'm going to transfer that into the pan. So not very easy doing this without getting in the way of the, I just move that over, getting in the way of the camera. So I'm just going to pop this in here. Don't worry about taking any pasta water with you because pasta water is the secret ingredient in a lot of Italian cooking. Just trying to get those last bits. Don't like to waste anything. Come on, gotcha. Right, let's just stir that together. Should be nice and warm. Okay. Right, just remember this is just for one. I know it looks a little bit lost in this pan. Usually I make twice as much as this. Right, I'm now just going to put the pecorino in there. Or you can use grana padano if you want. Just stir that around and it should melt very nicely. Pan's probably not quite as hot as I'd have liked it. Anyway, right. Going to get the spoon for those last bits. So there we go. And I'm just going to put a few flakes of, using the big grater is probably better. I'm just going to put a few flakes on there. And there you go. Let's have a quick taste, see what it's like. Not bad. A little bit of black pepper. Well, there you are. Spaghetti with asparagus and a little bit of bacon. Nice meal for one. And it means that that's asparagus in my fridge. It's not going to get wasted while my son's away. Okay. Well, there you are. First attempt at a cooking video. I think it sort of went all right. I'm sure I could get my perspectives a little bit better next time. A bit too much of my right forearm in shot there. Don't worry about the elastoplast on my arm. I was trying to cut Kitty's nails, and any of you who've ever had a pug will know that trying to cut pug nails, it's like wrestling an alligator, quite frankly. I'm lucky I got away with just minor injuries, so sorry about that. Yeah, I don't really think I've got anything else to share today, except that I was just saying to someone at the supermarket today, I did a quick overtime shift. You know, she was asking me, how are you feeling now that you've semi-retired, retired? And I just said, I feel like a weight has been lifted from my shoulders. It's quite amazing, actually. I keep stopping and thinking, why do I feel so good? That something amazing must have happened. And then I realised that no one amazing thing has happened other than the fact that I've got my life back. And it's quite incredible, actually. I really hadn't realised the weight of anxiety that I've been carrying for literally years, and I honestly dread to think that what that has done to my constitution, but at least that's over now, and I can move forward, and life can be a little bit lighter, and maybe we can do a bit more cooking and do a few other things. Well, we'll be doing Coffee and Catch Up 9 on Thursday. I'm really not quite sure what we're doing on Friday yet. I need to have a stop and think about the scheduling for the next 3 weeks because of the family visit, but I'm sure I will find something to show you, even if it's more cooking. But anyway, thank you very, very much for stopping by today, and I hope you enjoyed the recipe. I hope you're not too disappointed with my wash house. I told you there's nothing in there. There really isn't. I do have a lovely picture actually of what a working Victorian wash house should look like, but I'm not sure if I can share it because there's probably copyright issues with that image. But you know, if you Google it online, working Victorian wash house UK, you'll probably find that image. I think it's I think the image is copyright of some heritage museum in Norfolk, England. So if you see something labelled Norfolk, England, then you're on the right track. But anyway, it's been lovely to see you, and I will see you again on Thursday. I hope you have a good start to the week and that everything goes well for you. Sending lots of best wishes. You've already had your kitty fix earlier in the video, but I suppose I could show her to you quickly now. 1 minute. There you are. Here's Kitty. Kitty, just say hello to everybody, please. Say hello. They love you very much. You're an internet star. Did you know that? Did you? Kiss, kiss. Oh no, go back on your pillow. There you go. So that's all for me from... Okay, so that's all from me for now, and I will see you on Thursday with a catch up. Quite a lot can happen in the next 72 hours. All right then, bye bye for now.